Hey guys, welcome back to Stuff Steve Likes, and today I wanted to bring you a little review of my little Orient Tri Star here. And this is the watch that I use for dress occasions, or if I just want to wear something that's not a diver's watch. And this is my first Orient watch. My second one I've already done a video on, my M-Force Bravo dive watch, but this is the first one that I bought. It's a little mechanical, automatic Japanese movement in here. It doesn't hand wind or hack or anything like that, like my M-Force does, but this is on a completely different planet as far as the price point too. You can get these for about the $70 to $80 range, depending on where you get it. I got this one off of Amazon. Long Island Watch also carries this watch. I haven't seen the green faceted dial for a little while. I'll see if I can find a link for this particular one. I just really love the dial on this watch. It's a nice kind of dark forest green, and it's faceted. Like if you can see, let me get it actually in the light here. It's probably going to glare a little bit, but that's the best way to see it. But you can really see how it moves. There we go. That's probably the best way to look at it. But it's faceted, and it almost makes the crystal look like it's faceted, but it's not. It's a flat crystal, as you can see there. This is a mineral crystal, and I do have a couple of scratches on here. I don't know if you can see them, but I've got one right there. You can kind of see it right where that light is. And you know, I just wear my watches. I don't baby them or anything like that, so it's going to get scratched up. Hey, if it was a sapphire crystal, this would be a much more expensive watch, so that's fine with me. Really beautiful gold applied indices on here. If you look at all those indices there, they're all applied, and even the stars there for the Tri-Star are applied, and even the day and date window has a little applied kind of surround on the day and date window, which is a really nice touch. But you know, just a really nice dial. I get a lot of compliments on this watch as well, and guys think it's a much more expensive watch than it is, and that's cool. I mean, I don't care if I wear expensive stuff or not, but it's nice if people think it's cool. And it does have a screw down back here, very plain Jane. There's no there's no fancy brushing or anything on here. It's just very basic, but it does have the logo and the model number and everything stamped into the back. And it's also water resistant. I believe it's 50 meters, so it's kind of a nominal water resistance, but hey, at least you can wash dishes with it or something like that if you need to. Just a standard pull-out crown. There's no, isn't a screw-down crown or anything like that. You simply pull it out. It's got two clicks. One is for the date, and then one is for the setting of the time. Just pull it out and you can set the time. Now you notice the second hand is still moving. This is not a hacking movement, as I said before, but it's not bad as far as accuracy. It's not as accurate as my M-Force, but as far as an automatic movement, it's pretty decent. And it does have a little bit of loom on here. These little individual circled pips there, those are all loom, and then the hands have a little bit of loom, but I gotta tell you, it's really not good. It lasts maybe half an hour or so after you turn the lights out. I mean, it's not good loom at all. I mean, I appreciate them attempting to put some on here, but when you have a diver's watch that glows for 12 hours in a row, and then you get to something like this, it's kind of disappointing. But anyway, the case is done pretty well. It's kind of chromed, I believe, and then over here it's just brushed, kind of roughly brushed, and that's about what you could expect out of a watch at this price point. I would rather have a really nice dial like this, nice hands and all that, and have them kind of skimp on this type of detail, because most people don't see this part of the watch. They see the dial. So now this didn't come on this band. I put it on this leather band just because I think the green goes really well with the brown. The band that it actually came with is this band, and it's okay at best. It's folded links. Let's get the focus going here. There we go. You can see it's folded links, and they are not solid end links, unfortunately. But again, at this price point, what can you expect? It just has kind of your simple clasp here, no push button, no push button clasp or anything like that. It's just your basic tensioned clasp here. And it does say Orient on it, but it's just basically stamped in, so nothing fancy there. And actually, I don't mind this band. It's actually pretty comfortable, but I just think I don't know, I mean, you can see, like, it comes basically looking like that, and it just kind of looks a little bit 1970s to me with this kind of cheap band on there. But I really like the brown strap. I've thought about getting a NATO strap for it, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. But either way, really, really nice watch. I did forget to mention this. This is your day. This is your day set button here, which is actually really cool because you set the date with this. The second or the first notch on the crown is the date, and it actually flies through the dates pretty quickly. And then the day, this has English and Spanish. So there's Thursday, and there's Thursday in Spanish, Friday in Spanish. And whichever one you switch to, it'll stay on that language, which is kind of cool. But it makes it really quick to set this watch because you just push it in, and we're back to Thursday. Very, very nice feature. I actually really like that. I wish more day date watches had that feature on them, just that little button. It just makes it really easy. But Orient does a great job with that. That's about all there is to really say about this, other than I really like the watch. I get a lot of compliments on it, and for the price range, it's a great entry into automatic watches or mechanical watches, whatever you want to call it. But for $70-80, you can buy Casio G-Shock, which is digital, which is a cool watch in its own right. But this thing is just, for the same money, this thing is so much more classy, and you can dress it up, dress it down, and especially if you switch to, I think, a leather band, this thing has a really nice class to it for the money. And there's other great dress watches out there, like the Bambino and some of the Seiko Sarb watches and those types of watches, but those are typically a little bit more expensive. This one here, there's a wrist shot. Let me back out here just a minute and see. I mean, it's a small watch, but I think that it has a great look to it. And man, that faceted dial, you can just see that. See how that faceted dial really catches the light like that. And the gold indices are really eye-catching too. But it's a good-sized watch. I mean, 10 to 15 years ago, guys would have said, oh, that's a regular watch. Now guys will look at it and say, hey, it's kind of small. But, I mean, I'm guilty of wearing large watches too. But I think this is still a viable size. And I know that there's a lot of guys out there that actually prefer a little bit smaller watch. It's really light. Compared to my M-Force, it weighs about a third of what that watch weighs. So big difference on that. But that's a wrist shot. And this is actually my wife's watch here. This is a Tri Star as well. You can see how much smaller it is. But this is her Tri Star. I don't know if I can get it right side up. And hers is the pink dial. And it also has the applied indices. And this one's incredible too, because look at, I mean, just how small this watch is, thinking that there's a mechanical movement in there with a day and a date. That's pretty incredible. And this is just a beautiful watch. Really nice pink dial on it, and even the Orient logo is applied. The stars are applied, just like they are on this one. I mean, that's a nice husband-wife combo right there. And isn't that crazy how small this watch is? But it looks really nice on the wrist for a woman, and the pink just really sets it off. I think it's got a nice, almost kind of a sunburst type dial. I don't know if that's what you'd call that, but very eye-catching, and a great little watch too. But isn't that neat though? It's got the screw-down crown, and applied indices, day and date, fully automatic, and really nice little timekeeper too. But this is a cool piece as well. So that's the women's version. Just try to get you an up close shot of that. See if I can get it to focus. There you go. But there it is. The time isn't set on hers because she didn't wear it today. But you can see just how nice that dial is. And for 70, 80 bucks, that's a really exceptional watch for the lady in your life. So great gift option. Anyway, that's the Orient Tri Star, and I really love this watch. And I think that a lot of you guys out there that don't care for the big bulky watches, or somebody that's just looking for something to wear with a work shirt in a casual business situation or something like that, I think this would be a great piece for you, and it won't break the bank. So anyway, that's the Orient Tri Star. I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys have a great day.